Hello, everyone. How are you? When we get triggered, our first response is usually victim mode. Why is this happening to me? Why would this person treat me like this? Why did this thing happen in my life? Right? So we can go a few different ways after that point. The longer you stay in that victim consciousness, the deeper your suffering is going to become, and the more solidified it's going to become. And you're going to find thoughts and emotions that validate what you're thinking and feeling. It's going to continue to validate you, and it's going to become more and more painful. Okay, another way that we usually go is getting hard on ourselves, taking some responsibility, but to our own detriment, making ourselves feel bad about what's showing up. Like, yes, I created this, but why am I creating so much negativity, so many experiences that I don't like, that bring me sadness and disappointment. So getting down on yourself, that's another road that we go down sometimes. And the third option is to stay more objective. Once you see what's occurring, you have those negative emotions triggered by whatever happened outside, to detach from the thing outside and focus on yourself, focus on what it's bringing up inside of you and what that could be tied to. Maybe some beliefs that need to shift, maybe some thoughts about yourself that aren't true, or about the world, or about whatever's happening. Maybe you have some thoughts that aren't actually true, but you still are running those in your mind. Okay, so switching our focus during that point of feeling victimized, switching the focus to being more objective. Don't anchor into the painful emotions. See it from a higher perspective and bring it into yourself. We talked a lot about blaming, so don't jump into the blame train. You want to ask yourself, what is this showing me about myself or my life right now? Because it's giving you information. And when you switch into that mode, you become empowered. And this is why everything happens in our lives that we don't like. It's to give us information about what we do want and make us more clear and focused about what we do want. So really important. Whatever you focus on is going to grow and magnify. If you're constantly focused on the problems in your life, the lack of money, maybe your physical health is not where you want it to be. Maybe you don't have a relationship that's satisfying you. The more you focus on what you don't have, the more you magnify that and solidify that. So we want to loosen that focus, shake that loose, and focus on where we're headed, focusing on what we are creating rather than the problem. Go into more of a solution mindset. And it's not really a solution, it's just a perspective. Yeah, it is where we're going to instead of where we see ourselves now. And often where we see ourselves now isn't even accurate because it's so convoluted with emotion and false thoughts. So it's not actually where we are, it's where we think we are. So if you can create in your awareness an idea of a new idea of where you think you are. You are learning from whatever showed up, and you are gaining information to move to a place that brings you pleasure and joy. Okay, this is why everything happens in our lives, to give us information and allow us to decide what we want and to refocus our energy. Okay, really important in those moments is where you put your focus. So if you're focused on how painful the experience is, that pain will continue to grow. If you focus on the learning, it will launch you into your next space, and you won't get stuck there as long. Okay, focus on what brings you joy. Focus on where you're headed, who you feel like you want to be. Focus on that. The more focus you put on positive things, the more you will experience that in your life. It's really very simple, but it's hard to do because those emotions and those triggers are so strong. We can get wrapped up in it for years. Okay? So it's really an evolved soul that can rise above that and see it more from a detached perspective. Like, okay, I'm feeling triggered by this. Part of me wants to play the victim right now. Why is this person yelling at me, for example? Part of me wants to play the victim and be upset with them. But why is this situation presenting itself? What do you need to know about yourself? What do you need to change about how you're perceiving yourself? Right? And switching our perspective to that allows those positive qualities to grow inside of us. And in turn, you're not going to create as many situations that are uncomfortable because that's not where you're focused. You're not going to be focused on having painful experiences. You're going to be focused on growing and enjoying life. And so your life is going to reflect that back to you, and it's going to be more enjoyable. Okay, this is how reality works. It's a simple concept, but it's really difficult for us to put it into practice because we have to discipline our minds and our emotions. Emotions can be very persuasive and deceiving, and so can thoughts. Just because you think something doesn't mean that it's your thought. You could be picking it up from someone else. You could be picking it up from the collective. Same with emotions. We don't need to attach to everything we think and feel. You get to decide that for yourself in each moment. How do I want to feel? What do I think about this? Make sure that you're making your own choices. Okay? And it's all about where your focus is. So I hope this brings some clarity, and I wish you all an awesome day. See you soon. Make sure to like and subscribe. I also do private energy clearing sessions. If you are interested, there's a link below. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.